Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to get into secondary metabolites.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
you might have heard of these. They're these special chemical compounds made by organisms like plants,
right.
fungi, bacteria.
Yeah.
They're not essential for like basic survival, keeping the lights on,
Mm-hmm.
but they often have some pretty amazing properties.
Absolutely.
Medicines, flavorings, things like that.
It's really remarkable the diversity you see there.
Yeah.
Unlike primary metabolites, which tend to be pretty universal,
Yeah.
secondary metabolites are often unique to specific species,
Wow.
even down to specific strains. That's where things get really interesting.
So like nature's custom chem lab almost.
Exactly.
All right, so our mission today is to figure out
Okay.
what drives these organisms to create these compounds.
Sounds good.
We'll try to give you the core info without getting too bogged down in the technical stuff.
We'll keep it digestible.
Yeah, exactly.
So the source material we've got today points to a few key elements. And right away, environmental factors jump out as super important.
Okay, so beyond the basics, like sunlight and water,
Right.
what kind of environmental factors are we talking about?
It seems like stress and specific cues from the environment are really key.
Okay.
For example, the source talks about how a predator
Mm-hmm.
can trigger like a rapid shift in a plant's metabolism,
Wow.
leading to the production of defensive compounds that weren't there before.
Interesting.
It's like a direct chemical response to a threat.
Oh, so it's like under attack, deploy the chemical weapons.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just predators.
Sure.
Changes in nutrient availability can also have a big impact,
Interesting.
redirecting those metabolic pathways.
So the organism is really fine-tuned to its surroundings.
It is.
And responding in kind.
Yeah, and the source also emphasizes the organism's life cycle.
Oh, okay.
Like a seedling might produce a different set of secondary metabolites
Mm-hmm.
compared to like a mature flowering plant.
That makes sense.
It's like different stages need different chemical toolkits.
Right. So it's not static. It evolves with the organism.
Exactly, and this development is often regulated by internal signaling.
Okay.
Hormones and other molecules act like messengers within the organism, directing the metabolic machinery.
So it's not just external pressure,
Right.
and also internal programming.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That dictates production.
Absolutely.
Wow. This is really fascinating stuff.
And there's more.
Okay.
The source material also dives into genetic factors. An organism's DNA.
Yeah.
It basically provides the blueprint for the enzymes that catalyze each step in the production of specific secondary metabolites.
So like a fundamental wiring almost.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
So certain organisms are just inherently equipped
Mm-hmm.
to produce certain compounds.
Right.
While others may lack that genetic capability.
Precisely.
So fascinating how that all comes together.
And even within the same species.
Yeah.
Slight variations in these genes can lead to huge differences in the quantity and types of secondary metabolites produced.
Oh, wow.
That helps explain why different varieties of, say, a medicinal plant
Mm-hmm.
might have varying potencies.
Okay, so we're seeing this interplay of environmental triggers,
Right.
stress nutrients,
Mhm.
the organism's developmental stage,
Yes.
internal signals, and then this underlying genetic framework,
It's all connected.
all working together.
That's a great summary.
Wow.
And the interconnectedness is just incredible. Like a specific environmental stress
Mhm.
can trigger an internal signaling cascade,
Okay.
which ultimately activates particular genes,
Wow.
leading to the production of a very specific secondary metabolite.
It's like a domino effect?
It is a cascade.
Wow.
It's really quite remarkable.
So understanding these core factors
Yeah.
gives you this valuable framework, I think, for
Absolutely.
appreciating just the complexity of the natural world.
It is awe-inspiring.
And then also the potential for harnessing
Right.
these incredible chemical compounds.
There's so much potential there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it leads to a really interesting question.
Yeah.
Considering this intricate web of influence,
Yeah.
what possibilities do you see for intentionally guiding or manipulating secondary metabolite production,
Ooh,
for various beneficial purposes?
that's a big one.
It's something to ponder.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
Definitely.
Well, the details are complex for sure.
They are.
I think this deep dive has given everyone a solid foundation.
I hope so.
Understanding the key elements that drive the creation of these remarkable compounds.
It's a great starting point.
Definitely. And there's always more to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think this has given us a clearer perspective
For sure.
on the factors at play in secondary metabolite production.
It's been a pleasure exploring this with you.
Likewise, thanks for joining us, everyone. Until our next deep dive, take care.